Protests against immigration raids are spreading across the U.S. There's a legal fight over who owns your genetic data. And I'll tell you why it's not a good idea to try and cheat on China's college entrance exams. That's some of what we'll get to on the 7 from the Washington Post. I'm Hannah Jewell. It's Wednesday, June 11th. Let's get you caught up with today's 7 stories. Number 1. California Governor Gavin Newsom accused President Donald Trump of a brazen abuse of power. Protests against federal immigration raids are continuing in California. Parts of downtown Los Angeles were put under a curfew overnight. 700 Marines and more than 2,000 National Guard members are on the ground in LA. Even more have orders to deploy. And President Trump is considering granting them additional powers. He said he was open to invoking the Insurrection Act, which originally dates to 1807. That could empower the military to detain protesters. Speaking to reporters in the Oval Office yesterday, Trump said he could take the same measures in other cities.
This is the first, perhaps, of many, or perhaps if we didn't attack this one very strongly, you'd have them all over the country. But I can inform the rest of the country that when they do it, if they do it, they're going to be met with equal or greater force than we met right here.
In an address to Californians yesterday, Governor Newsom denounced Trump's actions and said they were a threat to all Americans.
Look, this isn't just about protests here in Los Angeles. When Donald Trump sought blanket authority to commandeer the National Guard, he made that order apply to every state in this nation. This is about all of us. This is about you. California may be first, but it clearly will not end here. Other states are next. Democracy is next. Democracy is under assault before our eyes. This moment we have feared has arrived.
Protests against immigration raids have now spread to New York, San Francisco, Austin, Atlanta, Chicago, and other cities. President Trump is preparing to send thousands of foreigners to Guantánamo Bay. That's number 2. Guantánamo Bay is notorious for its history as a prison for suspected terrorists captured in the aftermath of the 9/11 attacks. And now, Trump has a new plan for the U.S. military base in Cuba. As early as this week, his administration may begin the transfer of thousands of foreigners who are in the U.S. illegally. This includes hundreds of people from European allies, including Britain, Germany, and France. The preparations include medical screening for 9,000 individuals to determine whether they are healthy enough to be sent to Guantanamo. But it's far from clear whether the facilities there can accommodate 9,000 new detainees. That would be a massive increase from the several hundred migrants moved to and from the base earlier this year. Administration officials say the plan is necessary to free up capacity at domestic detention facilities. Number 3. Inflation probably inched up last month as Trump's trade war got underway. Fresh inflation figures coming out this morning could offer an early glimpse into whether Trump's tariffs are beginning to drive up prices. Economists are tracking the data for any sign that Trump's trade policies are filtering down to consumers' wallets. Trump's new tariffs imposed in April marked a sharp escalation in his protectionist policies since he returned to the White House. But the full impact will take time to materialize. The inflation figures will be published at 8:30 a.m. Eastern, so check our website then for more. Number 4. A group of Israel's Western allies imposed sanctions on 2 Israeli ministers. Bezalel Smotrich is Israel's finance minister, and Itamar Ben-Gvir is its national security minister. Both are ultra-nationalist settler leaders and key members of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's coalition government. Yesterday, Britain, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and Norway said that they would impose sanctions on both men. Their statement said the ministers had incited violence against Palestinian civilians in the occupied West Bank. That's where Smotrich has overseen an aggressive expansion of Israeli settlements, and its territory Palestinians had hoped would make up the bulk of any future independent state. Israeli officials criticized the move and called the sanctions outrageous and unacceptable. Secretary of State Marco Rubio also condemned the sanctions. A legal fight is brewing over who can sell your genetic code. That's our fifth story. The genetic testing company 23andMe filed for bankruptcy in March. Experts have raised serious privacy concerns about what could happen to customers' genetic information if the company is sold to a third party. So on Monday, attorneys general in 27 states and D.C. filed a lawsuit to try and get a judge to rule that customers should own the rights to their DNA. 23andMe's interim CEO has said that nearly 2 million people have requested to delete their data in recent months. If you'd like to join them, you can find a how-to guide in our newsletter. Find that in our show notes. Number 6. Canadian wildfires are burning through land at an astonishing rate. Wildfires across Canada are devouring land at a pace unseen in any year other than the historic 2023 season. This year's fires have already raced past the annual average. More than 7.8 million acres have burned so far, forcing thousands to evacuate. And dozens of active wildfires are continuing to burn, from northern British Columbia and Alberta extending southeastward to Ontario. The fires are mostly burning in dense forests, and that's sending thick smoke far from the source, including into the U.S. Surges of wildfire smoke are expected to blow across the central and eastern U.S. through the end of the week. And at number 7, artificial intelligence firms in China are trying to put a stop to cheating on college entrance exams. The Gaokao is a grueling 9-hour test that almost singularly determines university admission for China's high school seniors. More than 13 million students took it this week. It covers math, language, and foreign language. Many students study for years. Those who don't study might have a hard time cheating their way through it. Students already faced strict anti-cheating and real-time surveillance measures. That includes facial recognition technology, metal detectors, drones, and cell phone signal blockers. And now, major AI companies in China are getting involved in the effort. They appeared to freeze some of their functions that could be used for cheating during testing hours this week. China made cheating on exams a criminal act in 2015. In some cases, it's punishable with prison sentences. This year's test ended yesterday. Chinese media outlets published photos of lines of parents waiting to greet the students with flower bouquets and high fives. All right, you're all caught up. But before you go, a reminder that if you're a subscriber to The Washington Post, you can get access to our shows ad-free in Apple Podcasts. All you have to do is find The Washington Post channel in Apple Podcasts and connect your Post subscription. Then stay tuned for more subscriber-only audio benefits, like exclusive and early access episodes. If you're not a subscriber, this is a great time to start. You can sign up at our channel in Apple Podcasts or through the link in our show notes. I'm Hannah Jewell. I'll be off till next week, but the rest of the team will meet you back here tomorrow.
My name is Natalie Allison, and I'm a reporter at The Washington Post. I cover the White House. I've covered Donald Trump for the last several years on the campaign trail, and now I'm reporting on him back in power. I am talking to his advisors and his staff, and I'm trying to get answers on not only what they're doing, but why they're doing it, the strategy behind it, and who is involved in making the decisions. Recently at The Washington Post, I was part of our team that was unpacking how Donald Trump's tariff plan came together. We talked about the deference that his advisors showed him in his decision-making, which is a lot different than last time around when people were pushing back, and this time Donald Trump is surrounded by loyalists. When you subscribe to The Washington Post, you support this kind of journalism. Learn more at washingtonpost.com/subscribe. I'm Natalie Allison, and I'm one of the people behind The Post.